I had a coaching client that I was working with a couple of years ago who the organization hired me to do some executive coaching because his affect was having a negative impact on the entire office. He was the leader, and when he would come in to the office, he wouldn't smile, he wouldn't say hello, he wouldn't make small talk, and he didn't see any need for it or any reason to do that, and he didn't see any problem that he wasn't. Well, unfortunately, there was a big problem because his team was feeling emotionally disconnected, they were feeling frustrated, they were feeling not appreciated and seen and heard. And I'm wondering, when you go into an office or an environment and somebody is negative, they are whiny, they are critical, if that has an impact on you. Well, if you're like most people that I work with and know, myself included, of course it does. Yeah, it feels icky, and that might impact our mood. I know it does for me. And there's some research that has been done that's fascinating. Darcy and Gibson did some research on group affect and how emotions are contagious. Just like germs are contagious. And if you go to the office and somebody comes into a meeting and they say, "Oh, I'm sick, so I'm not going to shake your hand," you might sit on the other side of the room and say, "Oh, okay, I hope you feel better." And you're going to set a little bit of distance between you and a little bit of emotional or a little bit of boundary. And you might grab your hand sanitizer from your purse. You're going to do everything you can to not get sick and to not spread it to others if you are the one who is sick. Well, in the same way, emotions are contagious. And so there's an opportunity when you are thoughtfully fit to have the strength to consciously choose how you want to react when somebody is negative or brings all of their toxic energy to the table. And so, first of all, you're human. You might leave feeling frustrated or angry, and the research shows that how a leader or a boss or a team member's attitude impacts the entire emotions and mood of the team. But if you can have the strength in that moment to pause, just get off of autopilot instead of taking it personally or getting upset or feeling frustrated. Pause and then think, okay, what do I have control of? Well, this person's negative, they're angry, they're spewing. I can't control that. What can I do in this moment? And think about, maybe you want to set a boundary. Maybe you want to create some emotional distance. Maybe you want to get curious and show some compassion. Hey, Jan, it seems like you're really down today, or your energy feels really heavy. What's going on? Do you need anything? Maybe you get curious. And then you act from that place with the new awareness that you have. Instead of going unconscious and being on autopilot where somebody comes in, they're spewing all their negativity, and you decide to take it on, to absorb it. And it might, I find, happens a lot at home too, for myself and with my clients, that, your spouse comes in and they are like, put all their stuff on the table and kick off their shoes, and they say, "I can't believe what a day I had." And they're all negative, and that it can have this, it puts a wet blanket on the emotional field. And so instead of being triggered or being angry or being unconscious and saying, "God, you're so negative every time you come home, can't you just smile and say hello for once? And don't put your bag on the counter." Maybe instead you decide to pause in that moment and take a breath and think, what's needed right here? Either for me to not get all worked up and angry and let their negativity impact my mood, or what's needed here as a partner in order to help them deal with their negativity. And then act from that place. And it may be something just very slight, a shift. wow, it sounds like you had a really hard day. I feel it. And oh my gosh, it's heavy and it's angry. What do you need? And they might need a hug. They might need just 10 minutes to go put on their sweats and go for a walk. They might need to pour a glass of wine and sit on the deck. They might need to vent and turn the volume up. So that's a challenge for you this week, is to recognize that emotions are contagious. And instead of receiving somebody's emotions and negativity and letting it infect you and then infecting others, have the strength to choose a thoughtful response instead. And let me know how it goes. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Darcy Loma. Happy Thoughtfully Fit Thursday.